Okay, so I don't know if you see it right there, but it looks like it's probably a silver ring. Hello everybody. Today I'm out at the park today. I've got the top 4 multi-frequency, simultaneous multi-frequency detectors from each of the major carriers here in the US, or the major brands in the US. They are the Minelab Manticore, the XP Deus 2, the Garrett Ace Apex, and the Nokta Legend. So I've got 4 targets marked here in the park we're going to go over. Now I just wanted to make a quick comment about the last video I did with the beach. Some people weren't happy with the way the Legend was set up, and I get that to some extent because the audio was a little bit choppy, and that's because I had the Ferris disc opened up so that anything in 11 and below was actually being cut out, and so that caused the audio to be a little bit choppy. If you go back and look at the video, I don't think it really affected the performance of the Legend. If you go back and look at it, I mean, it actually ID'd better than the Manticore did on a lot of those targets. But this time what I'm going to do to alleviate that is I'm going to try to set up all the machines the same way. So we're going to have to base it off the Garrett because it's a 5-tone machine, and we'll get as close to the setup as that as we can. But basically, in a park, what I'm trying to do is I'm going out and I'm digging deep coins, hopefully silver or old wheat pennies, stuff like that. And so I'm going to set up machines for that. Now, I also want to eliminate digging unnecessary holes. So target accuracy is very important. So we're going to take a look at each of these machines, and as we're going over the targets, I'll make a few comments about, you know, whether or not the target ID is stable or not, things like that. So let's go through the setup real quick. Okay, on the Manticore, what we're going to do is run all-terrain high conductor since we're going for coins. Noise cancel. I'm not getting any EMI right now, and I don't run my sensitivity very high because I've got more mineralized soil here than most places. I've found that running the sensitivity low and the reactivity higher on the Manticore makes the target ID a lot more stable, so we're not going to worry about noise cancel unless it starts to interfere. Ground balanced at 2, recovery is 6. We're going to use the all metal disc pattern. We're going to use stock Ferris limits, stock iron limits, and we're going to go to 5 tones because the Garrett's 5 tones. Audio, we're going to do normal with a simple profile. And obviously we're in multi-IQ. Okay, on the Garrett, not much to go over here. Sensitivity's all the way up. It's already a 5-tone machine, so we don't have to adjust that. We're going to do 0 mode because that's basically the best way this performs, in my opinion. So we'll ground balance here real quick. And we're ready to go. Okay, let's go through the Legend setup here real quick. We're in Park M1. We're going to run our sensitivity up. Pretty quiet at 28 or 20, what was that, 28, so let's do that. Discrimination pattern we're going to run in G. We'll run our recovery at 5. And then the iron filter we're going to run clear down to 2 because we're in a little bit more mineralized ground here. And then the stability we're going to leave at the stock 3. Okay, so bottle caps at 0. Again, we've got iron filter at 2. Stability, number of tones we're going to go 4 instead of 6. And looks like we might need to run the sensitivity down a little bit. EMI is creeping in here. We'll go 27. Let's ground balance real quick. Okay, so with the Deus 2, we're going to run in deep high conductor. Can do disc at 9, 5 tones. I think these are just stock tone breaks. Don't think I've changed it for this. Bottle cap reject, we're doing 0. Notches off. Silencer, we're going to go to 2. That's going to be a lot like your iron filter, your ferrous limits on the Manticore, and let's go down. We'll do sensitivity 97, max frequency is 14, iron volume 7, reactivity 2, audio response 4, and for audio I'm going to do PWM. And so we'll ground balance here real quick. And then I'll show you mineralization meter here on the Deus. Fills it right up. So pretty mineralized ground. This next target, where the Dr. Pepper bottle is, I've got a divot under it. This one's going to be an easy one. I mean, I'm thinking it could be a nickel, but it is a little bit jumpy. Alright, here's one by the Dr. Pepper bottle. I mean, we're thinking this is going to be a nickel, but are those nickel IDs? It's kind of all over from 36 to 51-ish. Might be a pull tab though, we don't know yet. So one under the Dr. Pepper bottle. It's still, it's a nickel, hopefully, but still fairly choppy. Okay, under the Dr. Pepper bottle. Not quite nickel numbers on the Deus. Still down there, so yeah, about 5 inches. It is a nickel. Just a Jefferson, but it is a nickel. So Deus wasn't getting quite high enough for a nickel number to me, but I'm usually digging like 60 to 63. But it is a nickel, about 5 inches down. There's the third one under the stick. Should be a fairly easy one for everything too. Most likely going to be a penny or a dime, not very deep. And then third target in this run is under the stick right there. Thinking this is going to be a penny or a dime. Okay, here's the target under the stick. Kind of a no-brainer there. Let's see what happens when we, okay, if we do ground notched out. Still not bad. What about ferrous? Still not bad. That's because it's so shallow though, I think. Okay, this is where the stick was. Almost definitely going to be a penny or dime. It's a solid 91. Yeah, not all that deep. It's right here in the plug someplace. Right there. And it's a copper penny. Alright, got a target marked here that's possibly going to be a dime or a penny. Okay, target here with the Apex. I think this is going to be a dime. Okay, this is a target with a Legend. I think it's probably going to be a dime. Okay, here's this target with the Deus 2. Pretty much dime numbers. I already started cutting the plug and then realized that I hadn't even filmed what it was like before, so plug's already open. Just didn't realize I'd not started recording on the it's out somewhere. And it's a dime, clad dime. Probably 5 inches deep is all. Now this one here is really high signal. It's reading 95 and a nice trace, but unless that's going to be $1 or a half dollar, I'm guessing it's just going to be like a sprinkler head or something. Here's the Apex on the really high target. It's honing right in on that too. Probably shallow and big. Here's a Legend on that really high signal. Okay, here's the really loud signal. Okay, so I don't know if you see it right there, but it looks like it's probably a silver ring. Might only be aluminum, but definitely a ring. There's markings in there. Not sure what that says. Might have to get back with you on that, but definitely a ring. Feels heavy enough to be silver, so that's a nice find. Okay, here's a target here on the Manticore. Probably most definitely going to be a quarter. Alright, and then here's this target. That's what we think is going to be a quarter. And here's a Legend on that one we think is going to be a quarter probably. Okay, here's the target, thinks probably going to be a quarter. Quarter numbers anyway. Okay, got it out. There it is right there, so a quarter. Yeah, 4 inches deep probably. I think is possibly a nickel, but look at the trace on this one. The trace is kind of bigger, not as defined, and I'm getting numbers that are straying up into the 29 area. Here's target 2. I think it might be possibly a nickel or a pull tab. Here's target 2 with the legend. We think it might either be a nickel or a pull tab. Okay, here is the Deus 2 on target 2. Now that's a little closer to nickel's IDs. Okay, it's out. It's a longer pull tab, so that might explain why the trace was so bad on it, but still not a nickel. Okay, here's another target here. This is probably going to be a quarter. And then here's target 5 with the Apex. Got a little EMI coming in here. I think that's going to be a quarter, and I think that's pretty good ID on the Apex, although it is a little jumpy, but it's a nice high tone. And here's target 5. I think it's probably a quarter. Looks like the IDs are probably in line with a quarter. Okay, here's the last signal. Fairly certain it's going to be a quarter. Good ID on the Deus and everything. Right there, probably not more than 5 inches deep. And there it is. It's a quarter. Modern. Alright, well that's going to do it for the multi-frequency test on the different detectors from Minelab, Garrett, XP, and Nokta. Took me multiple parks to get this video put together because, you know, there's just digging junk, and I wanted to get some coins in there and some other items, you know, not just be digging junk. I did put a good range of different targets in there so you guys could see how each one of the detectors acted on that. So hope you enjoyed the video. Next video I'm going to do is relic test with these detectors, and we'll see how they do out in the ghost towns and out in the sites with a lot of iron. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.